Hey everyone, it's Traven. Making a quick video here. It's going to be a new journey. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what it looks like here coming up. So what it's going to be, like a personal blog type thing um, to help me during, a time where I might need it. I was told it was a good thing to at least try. To channel my energy into, and I tend to be a little artistic, so we'll see how it goes. But a new chapter in life. It's not one, I expected years ago. It's not one I certainly would have chosen, but it's the card I've been dealt. So, we just gotta roll with it and make the best of it. So this vlog is gonna just be like an outlet for my creativism that I have, and it was led by a therapist I have. She mentioned the idea, and it's just going to be an outlet for that, to channel that energy into, and hopefully one day be able to look back on it and see great growth and in a positive direction. So that's what it's going to be, just to give you guys a quick life update as to what's going on in my life at this current time. A lot has changed since, say, September, even August, in a way. The number one biggest thing, I guess, to let you guys know is that me and Michaela have decided that it's no longer in our best interest to remain together. And that's a tough fact of life. That's really tough, and it's going to be tough for a while, but if it helps us in this journey of life that we have to become better people and live the best life possible, in a way that glorifies God, obviously, not out here living it up, partying and stuff like that, but if it helps us in our spiritual walk, it's a sacrifice that needs to be made, and it's painful. It is, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. So just be praying for both of us, not just me. Just because you're seeing me on this channel, on this video right now, doesn't mean I'm singular. I'm still plural as of legally the right moment. So I feel like I can still ask for prayer for her too, because she needs it. Like I said, this isn't a singular loss. This isn't something that Traven lost. It's something we're going through separately, but together in a weird, strange way. So be praying for both of us. That's a big need right now. Is prayer, because prayer is the most powerful thing on the face of the earth. It's telling God you're totally dependent upon Him for everything, every emotional, physical, spiritual, every need that you may have. You're confessing to Him that you're ultimately dependent on Him, and right now we are, however hard-hearted we might be, we are dependent, whether we realize it or not. So the next thing, I guess, update that has changed since August is I'm no longer in Florida. As you can probably, Florida's got pine trees. This probably wasn't a good change of scenery, but Florida's got pine trees. But I'm no longer in Florida. And that's because of Hurricane Michael, which is another situation we're dealing with. But it's just something else that may be in their best interest, my best interest, to go on from. We did not sustain any tangible damage to our particular apartment, and it was encouraging to see when we went to check on it, me, Michaela, and a couple of friends, that hey, it was fine. Not even a window was blown out, but the homeowners association elected to demolish the building and rebuild it. So losing a home in a Category 5 storm, it's definitely tough to go through, along with everything else. It's definitely a tough thing to go through. It's not fun at all, having to meet with FEMA, go through that process. Not fun at all. It's not something I'd really wish on anybody. And I'm praying for the people that are still having to go through it. You know, hopefully you guys get some hope, and you know, if it's not from the government, you know, from your neighbors, because that's who's there to care for you and love on you. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Is, you know, it sucks that we lost it. It was our, you know, my first home as a married couple with Michaela. It was our first home, our first Christmas, our first Thanksgiving. And it's a loss in itself. It is, because, you know, no matter what comes between us, you know, there's nothing, you know, we can't go back and see that anymore. So that's kind of a tough thing to deal with too, is, you know, losing a home, you know, in the weirdest, wackiest possible way. So those are two changes. And, you know, as being no longer in Florida, I'm also searching for employment. I had employment secured, but I'm not sure it's in my best interest to go there now. So kind of looking for something else. And, you know, it's really, you know, at this point in life, you have to sit down and evaluate yourself, and, you know, really sit down and search yourself inwardly, and, you know, ask who you are, ask what your purpose is, what you're doing here, and where do you want to go. You know, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, it's drastically different than it was 2 months ago. So, you know, gotta kind of figure out what that looks like now, because right now it's a lot of unknown. So you guys be praying for that, you know, that as I begin that journey, you know, God would open up, you know, the answers, and help me, you know, to figure out what life looks like from here on out, and to go forward in a positive manner, and to make good choices from here on out, you know. And, you know, people are gonna wonder what all happened between me and Michaela, and I can tell you that, you know, unless you're intimately known by me, you really won't know, because ultimately that's between me and her. And, you know, just, it wasn't, you know, it was just, you know, failure by both of us. You know, it wasn't one particular person's fault over the other. It was just lack of compatibility, big word, you know, over a course of time, you know. And we didn't start out that way. We started out great. And, you know, it wasn't like every moment was bad, because we had some really good moments. You know, just taking you through this year, we started it out in New York City. And like the first thing we did New Year's Day was go to Central Park and walk through it, and go to the zoo, and, you know, go to Times Square. And, you know, February came, and we bought a car. And, you know, March came, and March is when things really started to take a weird turn. Yeah, so March, you know, some things happened at work, where I was working, and really started struggling with it, not talking about it and opening up with it, you know, utilizing my helpmate, and, you know, I began to eat me alive on the inside, and, you know, dealing with stuff of my own, you know, in my past. You know, it really eats you alive, and when you don't talk about it, you know, you suffer. And I did, you know, I admit, you know, I was not the nicest person. I was very harsh with my words. You know, I didn't, you know, do a good job of showing that I cared, of affect, you know,